What up, guys? Paradox back with more tech support. We're here today to go over the fender vents and how I'd be doing that. So it's not too hard, really. It's just kind of a trace and drop through. There's several places you can put it. People like it in the hood. They do look good in the hood, but the hood is fiberglass. So that's just another minor complication. So you're gonna have fiberglass dust everywhere. It itches and sucks to get everywhere. Where in the fender, it's all metal, and you have the potential of actually clipping it right into the fender. So I've done this probably my second set now, so I found out a couple tricks along the way we're going to try to get to you guys. Really, you don't really need too many specialized tools other than, you know, marker. You're going to need for sure a Sawzall, and likely I use a grinder regularly because it helps you get in the little nibs. You're going to need a 1/8 drill bit, as well as you're going to need rivets. So these are just standard 1/8" size rivets from Harbor Freight. If you don't know how to use one this cheap, easy, you just cinch a little piece of metal, and that's what we're doing today. So anyways, what you're gonna have to do is get your marker first, find out exactly where you want to place them. I found out with placement in my L4, so these are the original fenders I did, that they were a little far back, and what sucked about it being far back is on the passenger side, it has potential of running into your EVAP solenoid, which is right there. And so anyways, what had happened is I wasn't able to lay this down this far back because it would go right into the EVAP, and I was coming from the outside. Found that out. That's really the only thing in the way, as long as you stay on the front, around the middle of the tire. So what I found since then is middle of the tire is about best placement. So like whenever you're looking, you're gonna want about right there across the vehicle. And then how I found that out is by on my 04. So these are the second generation of that fender vent, where I was able to actually cut through and bond it and find out dissimilar material and how that contraction expansion works, and actually fucked up my bond. It's fine either way. I knew that it was going to get cracked, so I had to go in and re-epoxy it after it had all cured, because bonding them in is totally different than, you know, setting them in and riveting them in. So like, what's cool about setting them in and riveting them in, this is just very semi-permanent. You're able to drill your holes with an 1/8" drill bit, figure out something symmetrical like that, you know what I mean, where you got your rivets like 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean. I got nothing up front, but I mean, it's just, you know, it looks good. Drill your holes, rivet it down. So what's cool about the rivets is once you rivet it down, you're able to still take a drill bit and just pop the rivet out, like, you know, drill out, and this is semi-permanent, the same as you would be able to use a bolt or some kind of connection. You could actually just take your rivets out when it's semi-permanent, but when you bond it, it's a different story, because once it's in there, it's in there. So I've went over placement, I've went over how you're going to drop it in. Once you find your spot, so say this is where we want to do it on our hood, right? I do this with a Sharpie, but I'm using an whiteboard marker so I can show you. And all you're going to do is just kind of start at the edge and stay tight, because it's like cutting hair, where you can always take more off, but you can never ever put it back. So when you're cutting through something, I remember that kind of same thing. With this one, you'll notice that I didn't cut out for these notches, which is what we do in the second round. So I'll get all the way around it. And then now that I got the space all the way around it done, usually I would have taped this down. Like if this is going to be permanent, I would have just taped all this down to make sure that it's just going to sit exactly where I put it. I was actually supposed to show you that. But well, anyway, so after that, I will make the notches. So say there's a notch, there's your notch, there's your notch, and you want to keep these real small, because like I said, like with hair, you can always take more off, but you can't ever put it back once it's too big. So I'm just going to cut out little notches like this. And that's going to be a rough outline. So now that I have that drawn, that's literally where it's going to get cut through. So if I were to take my Sawzall, you know, and cut down this line, and slowly make my way around this of how I'd cut this out in between using like a Sawzall grinder, you know, a tin snip, and really anything. I've used porting bits even to kind of finish up some of this, you know, make sure it's just nice and clean. So I would saw that out, and then you're going to be looking at that hole. And what's cool is if you kept it nice and tight, where you see these, it should actually clip directly into it, and you may not even have to do anything. So if you do a solid enough job, which is hard, that should clip right on there. So say with mine, I didn't, right? And I ended up having to do the rivets and just find out that this will be an axis patch, you know what I mean? That's how I'm going to do it. I kind of go through there anyways to get to the CCRM, and grounding, make sure that that was grounded. But that is, in a nutshell, how you go through with implanting surgically the fender vents and the hood vents into the fenders and hood. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today for the quick video. If I forgot anything, make sure you let me know. It's the Paradox, and thanks for tuning in, man. Good luck.